he probably wouldn't be of much help.
Do you have any sort of weapon?
No. Primarily because I didn't think of doing that when making the character, and I'm too stubborn to be like, oh look, he magically has something now. So no, he'll either live with a weapon or die without a weapon. He'll either live without it or die without it.
What can go wrong?
Yeah.
Honestly, if you live, that's.
Yeah.
If he lives
wish
this, I'm making him buy a weapon.
if I was alive and with you guys, yeah, I would definitely have been like, yeah, let's just shoot them all down. I would have supported you 100% of like, let's get the fire out and torch them down.
Well,
Yeah.
I think your character, while being hurt, but is still alive.
Yeah, still alive.
Yeah, just hurt, but still alive.
Yep.
You guys, on the other hand, are just doing your own thing, accompanied by your, your partners. Again, your copies of yourselves, and then there's the professor too.
Yeah.
Who is most definitely a copy.
Yeah, 100%.
Then there's that professor too, which he's trying to help you out, guys, and and guide you any way he can. On whatever it is that he's guiding you for.
I don't know why, but I don't believe you.
I'm not telling you.
I'm having a tough time figuring out if I do or not, because it could be just a double fake.
Yeah,
right. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine what?
Oh, a double fake.
It's a double fake, and he was a real guy.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Like, oops.
Right.
Sorry guys, that was an accident. I thought you were an evil clone sent by alien space rock to kill us.
It's very funny that you could literally just, if we had a justification in character, you could just, can I have some of your blood? Can I just have a little prick on your finger, and if that comes out, we know you're good. That would be so easy. But then it's why would you ask him that?
I mean, the clones, if he is one, wouldn't he be like a perfect clone now? So wouldn't he technically have blood?
Well, we don't know what happens with perfect
He
clones.
probably would.
True.
We don't know what happens with perfect
Hear
clones.
me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Welcome back, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't know what happens with perfect clones. They could be, like you're saying, they have flesh and blood. At the same time, they could just be still water. We haven't really interacted them in combat besides me, and I don't think I drew blood. I got my ass handed to me.
You fumbled it all the way through.
Yeah, I got my ass handed to me, bad.
Right, I'm pretty sure the professor was George, right?
Hold on, I have his name in my notes. His
Frank.
name is Professor George Litwick of Forensics.
Yeah, that's him. All right. All right. So, what do you guys do? I mean, do you guys have any questions before we start, or you guys just ready to jump in?
No questions right now. No.
Okay.
Where are they located?
All right. So, well, you are not coming in just yet.
I do have a question.
Along with Fetty, he's there, but sort of not there. Yeah, what's the question?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. What do you want me to do with my character? How do you want to introduce my character? I guess that was the question.
Well,
then you want
right now I want you to hold tight, because we don't know if you're just gonna introduce a new character or if you're just gonna go back to the old character.
All right, that sounds good.
So just hold tight for a minute, and we'll figure out exactly where things go. All right. So the rest of you are pretty much. You guys were on the top area. You heard that. Let me see what Fetty's character's name was.
Frank Matello. Dr. Frank Mattel.
Frank. So Frank said, hey, you guys should come down here, look the stuff, see what's going on. There's this crystal, whatever. And you guys said, okay, fine, whatever. Ultimately, you decided that you were going to do that. So the professor, George, decided to go with you guys. And ultimately, that's where you, Clyde, played that prank on your devil, try to pull the gun, see if it flinched, but he didn't do anything. So ultimately, you guys, after the professor said, hey, you know what, you guys can lower me in if you guys are planning to go in. Otherwise, if you guys don't want to lower me in, I'll go around and try to see if I can find my way through the entrance. That's when you kind of decided that, well, maybe we can do that too.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys are heading down to find the entrance. What do you guys want to do?
Should we tie up the mimics? Are these guys?
Do we have rope? I know.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, there is the rope we used for Frank to go down.
Yeah, well, I mean, I still have that.
In that case, maybe tie them to a tree? Or I don't know if there are any trees nearby. And Abraham kind of looks around to see if there's a tree they could tie any of the clones to.
Go ahead and roll spot hidden.
Alright. Skills, spot. There we go.
Alright.
Oh, nice.
So okay. You see 5 trees that are all spread around the area, with the closest one being the one that you tie the rope to be able to go down there. However, most trees are, not necessarily in great shape.
Yeah.
That's a disaster area after all. So, I mean, you could.
I mean, I wasn't
probably
really thinking of tying them to something. We can just tie them up so at least they're like a chain gang.
That could also work. Yes, in that case, but the problem is that anytime we try to put something on them or around them, they seem to dodge and flee. They very much do not like being cornered, it seems.
And the professor would say, well, why waste time doing that when we really want to just go investigate? I mean, if you guys just want to stay here just chilling around, that's fine. I'll just go by myself down there. I just want to see what's down there. I mean, ultimately, they don't seem to be doing anything to stop us in any kind of way.
Well, it's just a weird situation, and I would rather not be in a confined space with them.
What's weird?
Fully able.
What's weird? You just heard from your partner that he is fine down there. So what's weird about it?
Frank just seemed a bit off. I mean, I'm curious about those copies of us, but from what I saw, Frank wasn't too keen on them, and for a sudden change of heart like that, it's...
I will completely disagree. I don't think that he wasn't too keen. I would say that he had different motives. I want to say that he was more focused on other things, and then, but he didn't necessarily have anything particularly against or in favor of them. They were just something. They were more of a consequence than anything else to him.
Well, he pulled me aside before we got to this area. Pulled me aside.
But if he was to worry about them, okay, let's be honest here. He said, if he was to worry about them, he wouldn't have gone down there by himself, knowing that that thing was going with him. Obviously, he was fine. He made a conscious decision. And then you talked to him, and he did say that he was okay. Most of these guys, how many times have you tried to talk to them, and they don't talk? So obviously, for all we know, they may not even be capable of talking.
The professor does make some sense, although something just still seems... Perhaps it's just an old man and his silly worries. I'm more than keen to head towards that cave, but Clyde, if you wish, you can try to tie them up, but I feel our professor friend here is getting a little impatient.
So, well, no. I mean, I'm not impatient. I'm not impatient in the slightest. That's not it. My thing is that I'm trying to understand what it is that we're doing, because ultimately, I was here before you guys, and I already have a mission of my own, regardless of whatever you guys are here for. So if we're not going to accomplish my plans that I was here for, then I'm just wasting my time being with you guys. So right now, we're not friends here. We have an association. I'm helping you guys achieve whatever it is you're trying to achieve, for as long as you're helping me achieve whatever I'm here to achieve. But if that's not the case, if our common goal is not the same anymore, then it's time to part ways.
I mean, the goal is the same, but
it may be best to... I suppose it may be best for us to separate from you here, Professor Litwick, if Clyde wishes for that as well.
Well, yeah. If you think that you guys don't need my help, then by all means. I mean, I'm just going down there just to see what's down there. Ultimately, that's just my goal. I don't know what you guys are doing, but
Clyde, perhaps after we tie our copies, we could follow after the professor and perhaps catch up with him. But for now, I do agree with you that tying them up may be the best solution for now.
Walter?
I'm not for sure. I've not seen any real thing from mine, any kind of danger, so...
I suppose between the three of us, we could take a vote to go with the professor now, or to meet him later, perhaps, and we go and tie them up.
Let's just go. We don't gotta work on tying them up. I'm just gonna keep an eye on mine.
I don't trust the professor, that's for sure. Sorry, Professor.
And Frank,
wait, what?
You hear Frank screaming. You hear Frank kind of being loud on the bottom. Says, "Oh man, you guys should see this. The crystal's doing something funny. I mean, it's spinning around and shooting all sorts of lights. This is really most amazing."
No.
In that case, I suppose we should follow with the professor. Just everyone stick close. I'm not sure. I don't know. Something just feels off.
I'm for one I don't trust that professor.
I don't understand why. Like, as we're walking in, I'm like, how you have no problem with these guys, the people that literally look like us. But don't talk. They just follow us and mimic every move. But this guy, you have a problem with.
He's only one of us that doesn't have one of these here. And that just seems strange to me. Reason why, I don't know, but if all of us have
oh shit, sorry,
a shadow or a mimic, like these guys haven't done anything to us, and they're just mimicking our movements. And the professor, I mean, we don't know what his intentions are, and he doesn't have a clone. We never found one. We walked with him for how long?
Yeah.
That is strange. because each and every one of us have gotten a clone except for him.
Yeah.
I do believe this is rather odd, but perhaps, you always say, caution. But perhaps we follow the professor for now, go with him, and the moment something truly appears off, we make a run for it. No need to risk one's neck.
Well, can you guys, things might get hairy. You guys defend yourselves?
No.
But, I mean, I suppose I could hit them with my cane, but I kind of need it to walk.
I'll use fisticuffs.
Okay.
I wonder if your clone knows also how to use one's fist.
Well, it would be like shadow boxing. And I'll kind of go up to my clone and kind of like try to do like a 1-2 punch kind of at him and see if he does the same thing.
So you're gonna punch him?
Kind of like act like I'm gonna punch at him.
Make him
Okay. I mean, ultimately, he just mimics your movements, but he doesn't.
Yep, that's what I figured he was gonna do.
But he doesn't necessarily punch you.
Oh, no use dilly-dallying, I suppose. And Abraham will sort of like walk next to the professor and make it clear that he wishes to move on.
Okay, so you guys continue on, apparently, based as far as I know, and you get back to the entrance of this cavern, and you go in. You see that the entrance, while dark, I mean, it doesn't remain dark. I mean, the only area that is dark is like very small, considering that the amount of light that crystal is emitting, it's a lot. And the moment that you walk in, it starts getting brighter and brighter. And when you look at it, like you get to look at the end, and for the longest time it's dark, but at the end you see a light, and it's almost as if this tunnel of sorts just makes a turn, and that turn actually is facing towards the light, and that's why that area is actually lighted versus the area where you're in, where it doesn't seem to be as lighted. So you continue walking, and you finally get to the lighted area. And when you get to that lighted area, you see that there is Frank standing in front of the crystal, and he's holding his weapons like usual, and he says, look what I found, isn't this amazing?
What is it?
I don't know what it is, but I think it is. I think it's crazy. I mean, don't you see that? I mean, it's the crystal that is just spinning around and floating. It's not even floating, but it's emanating like a huge amount of light. And when you look at it, I mean, when I look at it, I mean, I'm very, very surprised, he says, because it doesn't seem to be gathering energy for light from anywhere. It's just floating, emanating light. What do you guys make out of this?
I don't know.
I'm not going over and looking at it.
Yeah, I'm looking around. Is there two of them?
And the professor says, well, I mean, I don't know what that is, really. I mean, it looks very, very interesting. Let me get a little closer and examine it real quick. I have a magnifying glass over here that I can use and maybe just see if I can look at it.
Hey, Frank.
What's up?
Where's your other?
Well, that was the weirdest thing. When we got down here, my other just, I don't know, it was like it was attracted to that crystal, and when it got too close, it just got sucked into the light.
Okay, two things. Can I roll a psychology to like get anything from that?
I did roll that too.
Can I do that as well?
And also, maybe can I like tell the professor guy to like, hey, stop! Like he literally just said someone got sucked into it, just in case. I don't know.
When you're on psychology,
one or the other,
when you're in psychology, obviously that seems a little weird. You know, you just don't understand how a crystal can pretty much just suck anybody in. But you know, whatever. But then again, the crystal is emanating all sorts of lights and what, and it floating, mind you. So therefore, whatever he says, as crazy as it may sound, you know, there's really no way to be able to tell if it's just lying or not. I mean, it does sound incredible, for sure, 100%. So ultimately the light is just over there, and Edward just gets close to it and starts looking at it. And he's like, I see, this is very interesting. This is like some sort of source of energy. It's almost like, it seems to be almost like a battery. Very interesting.
A battery, you say?
Well, I mean, it kind of looks like it. I wonder what else it does. You know, I kind of want to touch it.
Perhaps don't touch it, since our friend Frank here did say that touching it dragged the clone into it. It may not be a good idea to do so.
You know what?
Why are dark clones?
You know what? Totally, you're totally right. I think. You know, I think that's true. And Frank says, well, you know, maybe your clones are not doing the same thing because you guys are not close enough to a crystal. I mean, you guys just said that you guys weren't getting that close to it, so maybe they don't feel as drawn. Versus when I got here, I was like really, really on the crystal because I wanted to see what it was. I wanted to see exactly what was all that about.
Well, how far away are we from it?
How far away what?
How far away are we from, like, the crystals?
Right now you are about 10 to 15 feet away from the crystal.
And is that like the room? Can we go around? I don't want to go close.
Yeah,
to the
you can go around.
I would consider walking to like the other side of the room.
The cave is kind of
round.
round.
I'll follow behind.
So you can go around the crystal. The crystal looks the same from every single side, no matter where you look around.
Well, I'm more doing it so that the mimics have to pass by the crystals to see if they are also attracted to it.
They continue walking, and then they follow you, but you know, since then again you're keeping the same distance to the crystal, nothing seems to be happening. It's not like you're going right next to the crystal and then you're walking away from the crystal again. You're just continuing to circle the crystal at the same distance.
But they, even walking by it, didn't even give a care. I mean,
well, they kind of look, you know, they kind of like follow you. They imitate the same things you're doing, for all you know. So, I mean, you never seen the mimic bright character, for that matter. So, I guess you're gonna have to take a chance if you really want to find out and get close to the crystal. I don't know what else to tell you.
Go over at my mimic and ask him if he thinks we should go down into the crystal.
And when you start talking to the mimic, your mimic looks at you in the same way and starts moving his lips and everything and acts like if he's talking to you at the same time that you're talking. And even if you point at the crystal, he lifts his hand and points at the crystal too.
Well, boys, they don't seem to be too interested in this thing.
I don't believe going near something that sucked up one of the clones is a good idea. Perhaps this is a good enough spot. You know, we have discovered something truly breathtaking. And although our clones are the only evidence, I'm not sure if they will be able to leave this area, but perhaps that is good enough for the most part. We still haven't found any of the missing people. And Abraham kind of looks around the area to see if he sees any bodies near the crystal or like any of the missing townspeople.
But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. But nonetheless, you guys continue looking, and you know the clones just stay over there. Now, who wants to roll spot hidden?
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
It's my friend.
Should I also roll it?
Anyone that wants to.
Damn.
And okay. So what you guys notice is that the clones here and there are starting to slowly break character. They're starting to do certain things on their own. At first, you notice that it's just small things, like maybe you move and the clone just takes a little longer to move, but then it moves. Or maybe you move a hand and the clone just doesn't move it, but then later on moves a different hand. Small things.
Oof, that is rough. That was the only thing I needed to start shooting. Oh. So, in theory, they are showing some kind of semblance of not copying exactly what we're doing, but just trying to interpret what we're doing.
Well, you're welcome to think whatever you want to think. I cannot tell you what to think.
Well, if they show any sort of sentience, that's what I said at the beginning.
You can interpret it.
I would start shooting.
I don't necessarily think that it's got anything to do with sentient, because that would involve thinking, and you're not necessarily getting any kind of indication
if
that they're capable of thinking.
If they're doing exactly what we're doing, and they're doing something on their own.
But yeah, but they're I will call it more so individualism, not necessarily as sentience. But yeah, you're getting more so small traits as to they're becoming more so individual, other than just copying you for every single thing. Slowly, very very slowly.
Guys, I don't like this.
I hate to say this, but Clyde, do you still have bullets in your gun?
Yeah.
Perhaps it may be best to destroy this crystal. These clones, they're starting to weird me out, and I'm not sure if they are trustworthy or.
And George says, wait. If we're gonna destroy the crystal, you know what? I have a bag. Let's just put it in a bag and just bring it with us. Maybe we can study it, find a way to make some money out of it. I don't know, anything. Destroying it just for the sake of destroying it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to get us rid of those things or not. I mean, we don't really know anything about this crystal.
One of the clones, according to Frank, our friend here, one of the clones approached the crystal and was sucked up by it. What if that were to happen to us if we were to
I was willing to go
we?
near the crystal, and you guys told me not to. But you know what? I am not scared. I'm not gonna find out what that crystal is without being able to study it. God only knows even if we can destroy it.
Then how do you suppose we safely get hold of it and transfer it out of here?
I'm not asking you to get safely a hold of it. I want to get close to it, to look at it, to investigate it.
Weren't you already close enough to investigate it? Because you say.
Well, no, I was about to, and you guys told me not to.
You say your clone got sucked up into it, though.
No, Frank said that.
Oh, Frank said that. Oh.
Yeah, Frank's clone got something.
Yeah.
I told the professor
but
to
you know what?
hold on.
I am just.
You could, Professor, if you want to go for it, buddy. I mean,
You know, I am just spitballing here, but if you guys have such a hard time with your clones here, why not just let them get sucked into a crystal? They'll be gone. Seems like a win-win.
I don't have a problem with my clone.
Okay, well maybe not you, and you're right, because I haven't heard you complain about your clone at all, but everyone else seems to have a problem with their clone, so therefore, it seems like your friend Franco here just gave you the solution. He said that the clone got too close to the crystal and got sucked into it. Well, might as well just if you have a problem with it, go for it. Let your clone get close. It'll be vanished. It'll be gone. I mean, I don't know. Am I crazy here? He says, I don't know.
I'm gonna pull my gun out and aim it at my mimic, and I'll take like 2 steps towards the crystal. I'm just gonna train my gun on the mimic.
He
The
says,
first second it moves, I'm gonna start firing.
Am I crazy here? I just think this is just common sense. I'm sorry. You're gonna shoot the clone?
No,
the mimic?
I'm I have my gun like trained on its like center mass, and I'm gonna take 2 steps towards the crystal. And if the mimic does anything but run towards the crystals to get sucked up, if it comes towards me in any way, it doesn't just go towards the crystals as I get closer, I'm gonna start shooting at it.
Alright.
I'm gonna give it an opportunity to get sucked up, but if it does anything other than that, it's gonna get shot.
So you're standing right next to the mimic, and you take a step or 2 steps towards the crystal, and the mimic does the same thing. It gets closer to the crystal, and it's looking at the crystal.
Is it like focused on the crystal now?
Seems to
Or
be
is it
looking
looking
at the
back and
crystal.
forth?
Seems to be looking at the crystal, yes. So the professor goes ahead and says, well, I think you got your answer. See, look. He seems to be going with you to the crystal, so...
I'll take 1 more step.
Alright. You take 1 more step. So let's figure out how many feet away you are when you take every step. Are we talking about big steps? Are we talking about short steps? What kind of steps are we talking about here?
I mean, probably just like a full pace, nothing like not crazy, just like the full like shoulder width, maybe a little bit more than that.
Okay, so shoulder width, are we
would
talking
that be
about
like
what
2
maybe?
feet?
Like what, 3 feet?
Maybe like 2-3 feet.
3 feet, okay. Okay. So we said that you guys were about, what, 15 feet away. So 3 feet, you took 3 steps, so that's 9 feet away. 9 feet. So that leaves you about 3 feet near the the crystal. So
How many feet from the crystal?
3. The clone actually goes ahead and raises its arm, and it's just trying to stretch it to touch the crystal.
Is it focused on me at all? So like if I walked and backed up, like would it keep following me now, or is it like on the crystal?
I don't know. You're gonna have to try that, but he's just looking at the crystal and try to stretch his arm, touching the crystal.
I'm gonna take a step back, like towards Abraham and Walter.
Okay.
Let's see what it's doing.
Let's figure out what happens here. Right. Let's see if I can get to. Okay, and you are Clyde. Clyde Fink. Alright, let's... okay, so... Alright, so the clone grabs you by the arm and pulls you towards the crystal. Go ahead and roll your dodge.
Do I get a dodge? Yeah. Hopefully.
Alright, so you dodge. And
can I have can I like react, or is it very...
Yeah, you can go ahead and react.
Because I'm gonna shoot it.
Go ahead and shoot.
Yeah.
And your clone dodges you gracefully. The other clones are not moving.
Is it like coming at me now, or is it just...
Well, it just seems to be there in front of you.
Well, after I take my shots, I'm going to take a couple steps back to give some space between us.
And he goes ahead and he just tackles you. And when he tackles you, you guys start rolling on the ground. And as you guys are rolling on the ground, I want everybody to roll spot hidden. That is watching this. No. Just excluding you.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Success.
Okay. So you guys are still able to tell who's who. So the clone grabs your gun, and you guys are wrestling for the gun, pretty much. So go ahead and roll your strength. Okay.
Nice.
Yep. You get to keep your gun. You're just tagging and pulling, but you have your gun. Is there anything else you guys are gonna do? So
is it
Walter? Walter, what do you want to do?
I'm going to go over and try to pull Clyde up.
Okay. So you...
The non-clone Clyde.
Okay. So you grab Clyde and you start pulling it up. And... hold on. Walter. Okay, sorry. Just having a brain fart at the moment. Alright, and when you do that, your clone actually kind of like pushes you to the side. No, actually, I rolled the wrong thing. It's like not handgun. We're not doing handgun.
Whips out his Glock.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have a handgun. So no, he just pushes you. He just pushes you to the side to move away. And the professor says, look, I think it will be a great idea for you guys to let them settle this. I mean, obviously, that guy has got a problem with you helping them, so maybe you should let them figure things out.
Yeah, try dodging.
The clone is attacking him.
Yeah, I didn't provoke it.
I mean, No, not really. You.
Well, I mean, he's just trying to pull your gun. He's not necessarily trying to hurt him. Technically, he shot him first.
He tried to take my gun from me.
Because you shot him.
No, I didn't shoot him. I shot at him once earlier.
I like to imagine this conversation is going on mid-tackle.
He tackled you. He tackled you after you took those 3 shots to take your gun.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to give him my gun.
Obviously, but then again, you didn't have to shoot it.
Well, now, okay, well, now that he can move, can he talk? Like, hey, you, what's your problem? What do you want?
And he says, he says nothing. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't talk.
Is he still coming at me, or because
he's just trying? Still wrestling for the gun. He's.
Well,
but right now,
get picked up off the ground.
But right now, it is Frank's clone's turn. So Frank's clone. Let me see what character do I have up right now. Okay, here. So Frank moves close to you while you're wrestling with the clone, and he's going to try to stop you from wrestling. He's going to try to hit you on the head.
Hit me in the head?
Yep. But then again, you don't know if Frank actually knows if he's trying to if you're the clone or not. Because Frank didn't necessarily do a spot hidden, so God only knows what he thinks.
I mean, I'm the Frank with all the stuff on. I got a backpack and everything.
He says, she looks at the clone and says, Frank, just stop. Leave her alone. He's not doing anything to you. He's just a copy of you.
Well, I was letting him go do his thing.
And he turns around.
Then he came
and he looks at Walter. He says, look, they're starting to talk now.
What?
Oh no. Oh no.
We talking about, I'm literally, like, I have a backpack full of stuff and all my weapons on me.
You know?
Well, not all my weapons, but like I have stuff on me. Like, you didn't have my stuff.
I mean, they roll around. I don't know if he took them or not. I mean, for all I know, I don't know which one is which one. I think we should shoot both of them just to be sure.
Well, am I the guy? I still have the gun, right? I passed the strength roll. I still have the gun, right?
Yep.
Can I get off the ground? Like.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off the ground.
The professor says, you know what we should do? We should grab both of them and bring them to the crystal and see what happens. Because ultimately, the only one that had a problem with the crystal was the clone. The other one didn't. We will find out which one's which one real fast.
And what of our clones? What if they begin to act strange the moment we get close?
Well, we can be behind them. And that way your clones don't react.
No, how are you supposed to be behind him if they were... Like, that's what I was trying to get behind him and let him do his thing, and then he turned around and tried to grab my gun from me.
That's what you would say, clone. He was, I know who you are, Frank says. I know you're the fake one.
Well, what does the real me have to say then?
And the real you
if
says...
I'm the clone, what does he have to say?
The real you says... You try to shoot me! You know you were the copy all along. You started to follow me out there and copy me.
What do you mean? You guys can't be believing this, right?
Can I roll to see if
Look,
Abraham believes
they
this
took
or
my
not?
gun. They took my guns. He took my guns. He's gonna kill us all.
Yeah, I must have taken your gun, your knife, and your backpack. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Because your intention was to kill me all along. You're Your clone that you were gonna kill us. Yeah, you see?
Where was I born?
Exactly. Exactly. You were
I'm
born right
I'm
here.
asking you.
You were born right here.
Well, I know.
You know, I know too.
I was born right here.
Yeah, you were born right here. I saw you materializing over here.
Okay. Where were you born?
I was born home. Where are you born?
Well,
I was
where's
born
home?
Exactly. Look, this is gonna take all night, he says, and ultimately, I think we just need to be smart here. Ultimately, these clones are playing us, and we just don't realize it. And the professor says, you know what? He's starting to make sense. I think all this has a lot of sense. They've been trying to kill the clones since I got here. And I just wanted to get to the crystal, you know. And I don't know what you guys are doing, but none of this is necessary. Ultimately, if the clones want to go into the crystal, let them go to the crystal. Who cares?
Yeah, I did. And then he came after me.
Who cares? It's just like, no,
I mean,
you came after me, he says.
What?
Don't you see? He is the killer. He's the clone. You guys need to shoot him.
I'm gonna shoot the clone. I'm shooting the clone me. I didn't do it.
Before Clyde gets to shoot him, is it okay if Abraham tries to hit Clyde with a cane, thinking Clyde is the clone?
Sure,
Wait,
you
what?
can.
Why?
What would I roll for that?
I'd roll your brawl. Roll your brawl.
I didn't realize I was muted.
Brawl roll, you said?
Yep.
I didn't realize I was
so it
muted.
doesn't matter.
So when you go to hit him on the back of the head, you actually miss, and he moves, and what happens is you end up hitting the wall. And what did you say you're gonna hit him with?
My cane.
With your cane. So you end up hitting the wall, and you hit so hard that the cane breaks and it hits you on the head. Go ahead and roll Constitution real quick.
Okay.
All right. You kind of pass out on the ground. You faint. And go ahead and roll a 1d3, please.
Okay, hold on. Dice.
Well, I didn't realize I was muted, but I kept saying, what? Was it some kind of super speed rolling around that you guys couldn't keep track of it, or what?
How do I roll a d3?
/ roll space 1d3.
They were able to tell who the real one was, but then they started saying that I wasn't. So I don't know.
I never went against. I believe that's
It's a thing of like.
My clone doesn't want me interfering.
2.
Is there danger?
Okay.
Is things falling well?
2. All right. So you take 2 damage. You're laying on the ground, and your clone actually kneels down and puts its hand on top of you, trying to make sure that you're okay, like checking up on you.
Of course, because Abraham didn't really want to hurt his clone. He was just cautiously wanting to be friends with her.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Go on.
So, Travis, what do you do?
Well, since my clone pushed me, I'm going to look over at it and be like, what's wrong? Like, why are you stopping me?
And your clone just shakes its head. Like saying
Can
no.
you not talk?
That's all it does. Shakes its head, says no.
Listen, Walter.
I'll
Come
point
on,
over.
man.
I'll point over to the crystal.
Who points over? Hold on. Okay, you. Okay.
Yes. Walter.
And the clone moves its head up and down, saying yes.
And I was like, can you walk over to the crystal?
And the clone moves its hand and does this. It moves it like from side to side, pointing to you and him, that both should walk towards the crystal.
We both need to go to the crystal.
And he nods again.
Well, shoot, I've not distrusted my clone yet, so I'll hold out my hand to him.
And your clone sticks out its hand too.
And I'll take it and I'll point towards the crystal and say, let's go.
Alright, so you guys are both walking straight. And when you get to the crystal, go ahead and roll your power. Clone of... You're Clyde, right? No, Walter.
I'm Walter.
Walter. Hold on. Okay, right there. So you get sucked into the crystal and Walter gets to stay behind.
So what? I'm hanging on to him, so how's that?
He just lets go.
Okay, let's go. Okay. Well, I'll be able to try to...
And you guys see how
one
of them gets sucked into it, and then he turns around and he says, "Did you see that? Did you see that? The clone just got sucked into it and just went in. I guess that's what they wanted to do to begin with."
But but I would have known which one was the real one.
Well, no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't necessarily know unless you were paying over attention, because you're still struggling with your clone. Your clone's still trying to take your gun away from you.
No, I stood up.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you're not still wrestling with the clone.
But the clone never stood up. The clone's still on the ground.
Okay. Okay, so you stood up. Alright, so the clone will be grabbing your legs, trying to get you down to go back down. So let's go ahead and roll the... Hold on. Which one? Okay, no, not Walter. Sorry. Not Walter. We gotta go back to Clyde. Okay, go ahead and roll your dodge.
Okay.
Okay. So you move. You see the clone going in, and the clone then says, "See? They took him. That's what they wanted to do to begin with. They wanted to take the clones wanted to go in."
Then go for it. I'm not stopping him. He could go.
He did go.
I
think you should.
What do you mean he went?
You should go. You should get close, so your clone gets close, and he goes. He's obviously doing what you're doing, but you try to shoot him, and then he started attacking you.
So what? Am I the clone, or am I not the clone? You guys need to get your fucking story straight.
I don't know. Are you the clone?
No.
And your clone
Am
says...
I his clone?
And your clone says, "I think you are the clone."
I'm the one with the gun. How am I the clone?
Oh.
You also have the backpack on.
Yes, thank you.
In the wrestling, your pocket just fell off and nobody noticed that it just fell off.
But you know what? I think you took the backpack from me when we were up there.
What?
Yeah. Not everybody was looking at us all the time. You definitely
We were all
turned
talking.
around.
We were all talking the entire way down here.
You were walking in front of me. And then we stopped. And all of a sudden you decided to start walking behind everybody. And you took the backpack from me. You're the clone.
Why didn't you say anything until now? Well, I'm not that. Sorry, ignore me. I'm
He
getting
says,
heated
"Look,
up.
you are the clone and everybody knows it. And if you're not the clone, let's get close to the crystal. Let's see if I'm the clone. I'm going to get sucked in and problem solved."
Whatever. But just before we go, can I just check on the professor?
Sure. The professor.
Abraham.
The professor says, "You know what? I don't really know what's going on anymore." And hold on, give me a second, so I can find the professor. Okay, here. Let me roll spot hidden to see the professor. If the professor can tell who's who at this point. Okay. So the professor says, I'm not sure what's going on anymore, but I believe that you are not the clone. He looks in the general direction of both of you. He says, I believe that you're not the clone, but if you just want to end with this, just do what it says. Just go over there by the crystal, and ultimately he'll get sucked in, and you'll stay behind, and problem solved. What's the big idea? What's the big deal? He wants to go to the crystal. Let him go to the crystal. I thought you wanted to get rid of the clone. Well, if you want to get rid of the clone, let him go into the crystal.
I'm not convinced it's getting rid of the clones.
Well, I'm not sure what else you want. What do you do, Chaos, now? You come back, finally. You wake up.
Now?
You wake up, slowly.
Is my clone still kneeled over to see if I'm alright?
Your clone is there looking at you, definitely.
Abraham would kind of look up and say, do you mind helping me up? I'm not very good getting up without my cane, which seems to have broke.
And okay, so your character is who again?
Abraham.
Abraham. Okay, thank you. Let's see if I can. Okay, I don't have your character sheet up. That's why I was wondering. 1 sec. Okay, right there. All right. So it nods with its head and grabs you. And then when it grabs you, it picks you up. And let me see, 1 second. And throws you towards the crystal.
Oh shit! I knew I shouldn't have trusted you! You have my face and I'm very untrustworthy!
And you get sucked into the crystal. The crystal just shines and goes.
So
I see that. Like, well, what the fuck was that?
So Abraham's dead now, yeah?
And George looks at you.
I don't think we're dead.
And George looks at you and says, "Look, I don't know who's who right now. All I know is that this is crazy. This is crazy. This needs to end."
Well, fuck. Like, would you guys just let me leave, or? I'm asking the group because I'm just with a room full of clones and the professor now.
So the professor says it's not up to me. I think you're.
It's all very confusing. I know.
One of you wants to go into a crystal, so might as well just go into a crystal with him and see what happens. I mean,
I don't want to go to the crystal.
Do you want to die?
Is that the other option?
I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not the one attacking you, so I don't know how to answer that. But I mean, let's look around the room.
That's what I'm asking. I'm asking, I guess, me. Talking to me, like, can I just go? Like, I don't know.
And when you say that, the other clone, the clone from Chaos, Abraham, gets one of his guns out, because ultimately he disarmed Abraham.
Abraham doesn't have any guns.
Okay, took a knife or whatever it is that he had, a cane maybe, whatever.
Yeah, it would have just been the broken cane, I guess. Yeah.
And gives it to your clone, and now your clone is holding a broken cane.
What? You're gonna hit me?
And he grabs his hand and points towards the crystal.
can you just tell me what you want me to go now? I thought you wanted to go. Fuck it. Okay, yeah, whatever. Just do it.
Alright, so you go towards the crystal?
Yeah.
Alright, so you go towards the crystal. The moment that you get towards the crystal, he just pushes you from behind and you just get sucked in. After you get sucked in, after you get sucked in, all of you got to see the same thing when you got into the crystal. You all got to see this bright light. And then ultimately, just a moment. Okay, ultimately, after the bright light, you passed out. You wake up on the floor of this strange place. There's definitely grass around you. The grass is of a brown color. The sky seems to be red, but not red like bloody red. It's just red. That's its color. The cloud seems to be a little bit more darker than usual. There's no sun that you potentially see, and if there were a sun, it'd probably be dark black. Vegetation seems to be very, very scarce, and if there's any vegetation, it will be all dried up and almost dead. You guys see that the area looks very much like where you were at right now, only that everything seems to be like much worse. And Frank Matello will be standing up over there.
Frank's alive! Let's go!
And Frank will be also along with Alien's character. Alien would have been over there too. He would have been Santan way before, along with another professor, George.
I knew it! I knew he was a clone!
I'm sorry, my character is there, you said?
Yep.
Did I not manage to take the little silver thing?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, the Kronos drink.
Oh,
go back
sorry.
in time.
Yeah, if you took it, no, then you went back in time. You would have been before. So you will introduce your next character then now. Then your other character, whatever your character is.
Yeah.
So your character will be there.
Yeah.
Who's your character?
Yeah, I'm more than happy to not have taken it because it is a very vital resource if I knew my character was gonna be alive. But at that moment, I was like, I don't want my character to die, so I would rather just take it. So, unless you want to retcon it, yeah, it will be my next character.
Okay, well, why don't you make a decision? Do you want to take it or not?
I did. I already did. In that moment.
So what character do you want to use?
I'm using Brad Rude.
Okay, Brad Rude.
Brood. It's supposed to be Brad Brood.
So Frank Mattel is going bye-byes, and Brad Rude is coming in. Alright, so Brad Rude, and I believe Arlene's character is Ubesk Budrosia? No.
Edward.
Edward. Okay. Oh! Edward. Out of all characters. Edward. Okay, yeah, totally. Why not? I think everybody's gonna die in this campaign. Let me find Edward. Yeah, why not?
I really hope he's not going to die.
Well, you'll bring him back. You'll bring him back to life if they die. So that's fine. All right. So Edward seems to be there too. And obviously you guys don't know Edward, but he is there.
Well, hello, strangers. I see those little bastards out there got you too.
And the professor says,
Yeah.
"Oh man, that was very intense. I remember I was here. I don't know about a week ago. I came to investigate, and and all of a sudden I had a clone. Something just became exactly like me, and then I finally it was funny because the clone kind of led me to the crystal, and then when I got close to look, it pushed me. You know, I'm not a fighter. I'm old, so.
I mean, yeah, kind of similar. I guess I did not really fight it. I just kind of went in, but I am upset that I got tricked.
I'm just sort of happy I'm alive right now. I very much thought I was going to die, which is strange.
Yeah, I get that.
Like throw a cult for like to see like the location, like it like be like in a different dimension or what?
I am not sure that we are in. I'm not sure that we are in the best of places right now.
Well,
I mean, yeah, we're alive, but at what cost?
And you're just stuck in a different reality for a bit. And he's not even looking at that.
For a bit?
No, not dead. Just
there.
Stuck. You should be able to get out once you find an exit. Just don't go insane around the swamp area.
well, at least this proves magic is real. I guess they were right back home.
Oh, by the way, everybody gets to roll sanity.
Alright.
Sanity, okay.
Yeah. Sanita.
What did I play?
Also, friendly advice, please do avoid glowing swarms of fire-made jellyfish. Wait, was I supposed to roll?
No, you don't have to roll sanity. You've been there for a minute. No,
Oh, I don't have to roll either?
no, you do.
I do? Okay.
Yeah. So,
You're still stuck there.
so the professor says, well, I've been here for about a day or so, and I kind of try to remain close to the crystal in the hopes that maybe somebody else will come. I mean, ultimately, I tried to do a little bit of expediting, you know, trying to go into expeditions and look around and whatnot, and there seems to be a town not too far, although I just didn't have the courage to go to that place by myself. I'm not sure I'm mentally prepared for that, and I'm sorry, I'm old. I can only deal with so much.
And I've been trying to convince them to go, but they just don't want to. Hopefully you guys can swing the boat.
Wait, aren't you a professor in forensics?
Yeah.
So, I mean, have a backbone, dude. Let's go. Right. Here's what are you gonna do? Stand around here?
No, I was waiting for maybe backup, like somebody that can help. I mean, this.
So did I get tossed in with all my stuff, or did is this my old body? Like, do I have everything I used to have, or?
You have everything minus whatever the clone took from you, if he took some from you. I can't recall if he took some or not, but.
He tried to take the gun, but I succeeded the strength.
Okay, so then no, then you will have everything.
And then he threatened me with a broken cane.
Then he had the broken king.
Okay. Does anyone else have any weapons on them? Like, are we?
Nope.
Like,
can I roll to see if I have any weapons on me?
Is it like? Is there danger? What are you scared of?
Where?
At the town.
Keeper,
Yep.
you said that my character was stuck here for a while, correct?
Yeah, you've been there for a minute. Apparently, when this whole thing started, Edward may or may not have had anything to do with this. As you know, there is a slight chance that a meteorite fell down, and then maybe Edward just started, experimenting with the meteorite, and maybe he just broke a piece of crystal to start investigating it, and after some experiments that may or may not have gone not necessarily right, the crystal just kind of started floating and sucked Edward in.
In his eyes, that would be considered things going horribly right.
A success.
Oh boy.
That's Edward for you.
Being stuck in a different dimension in his eyes would be considered
a success.
Things going horribly right.
It's like, yes, I did it. Now I just gotta figure out how to start commercializing it. So
yes, I made it. Now time to go back to write everything down.
Once we figure out a way.
So the professor says, well, there is. I'm not necessarily sure that we are inside of the crystal. I think that crystal might have been more so a gateway than another dimension of its own.
That would be a decent presumption, if that possibility that we're not even on any version of Earth. Nights are a bit weird. It's possible that we're simply on a different planet.
Well,
did you just say different planet? Are you feeling well?
Planet, they will have to be a different dimension, right?
Well, I don't know what is. I'll tell you what, when I got close to the town, I came back for a reason. Because when I got close there, I started seeing from far away the town. And when I started, you know how when you look at things from far away, things are very, very small. And then you start getting closer and you see them bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until you see them regular size. He says, well, I started seeing things and I thought that I was really, really, really close. And turns out that I was still very, very far.
So
and when I got close enough, we seem to be not necessarily anatomically correct for this world.
In what way?
I mean, technically speaking, we are a bit short for this environment.
In what way?
I wouldn't call it anything.
Well, I think that we may be about, I don't know, maybe 20 feet shorter than your typical inhabitor of this world.
And Abraham checks to make sure he still has his notepad, which he does, and he begins writing all of this down.
And that doesn't even say anything about what they look like, because we don't look anything like they do. I mean, I never seen anything more horrendous in my life. I had to take a deep breath to look at them.
You're exaggerating, my friend. They're not ideas or anything that would resemble being extremely dangerous yet.
And he looks at you and he says, look, if it comes to you be able to escape or be able to take one of them for you to experiment with, maybe even missing the chance of escaping, what would you do?
He's just gonna go look him, blink a few times. I would very much like to run an experiment though.
Exactly. See, I knew it. Yeah, he's deranged. I'm just saying, those
minds were originally
I remember things like these. Otherwise, how are you gonna know about what you didn't know?
I'm just saying, those things are going to kill us if we're not careful.
Unless we kill them first.
Do you have a plan to go along with that? What's the plan to go along with that?
Anyone, and they're friendly most of the time.
Yeah. So what does Walter do? Hey, Travis. Travis! Earth calling Travis.
I mean, Walter's not on Earth right now, but...
Walter's not what?
I said, Walter's not on Earth right now, so...
Right, but I'm just trying to determine...
I was making a joke.
What will he do? I mean, ultimately, everybody's going through this thing, so... I mean, I heard everybody talking so far, but I don't know what Walter's reaction would be. But okay.
Can I do a roll, like a black roll, to see if I would have brought any weapons with me?
Yeah, you will have whatever weapons you had before, with the exception of...
this is a new character.
Oh, okay, new character. No, yeah, you will have whatever you had before. Yeah.
I don't know if I brought anything, that's what I'm saying. Like, could I have made a luck roll to see if I would have known I should probably bring a weapon and stuff like that?
Whatever you created your character with, you will have.
Well, I don't think can you create a character with weapons? I guess, at least I didn't know that.
You can.
So no, I have no weapons.
Well, you can. If you, for example, if you create a police officer, or if you create somebody that one of their hobbies is to go shooting or go hunting, whatever, you will definitely have a gun.
Yeah, I will have no weapons.
Okay. You have no weapons. All right. So then George says, "Okay, well, I guess it seems like most of you know each other. So, do you guys have a plan?"
He seems to know at least a bit of what's going on, and Abraham would kind of like nod towards Edward. I suppose perhaps going to the town with him and seeing if we can uncover anything. Perhaps these giants, as they may be, perhaps they are friendly and may be able to bring us back to our, I can't believe I'm saying this, planet.
I see. Are you gonna attempt to go talking to them?
I do not see why not.
Okay. So you let me know when you're gonna do that, because I'm gonna stay back, and I'm gonna see what happens. I mean, they don't look friendly.
Keeper, make first task something.
Yeah,
What are the chances? What are the chances that I have another shard of that crystal?
What crystal? The one that was floating out there? None.
Yeah, or meteor, whatever you want to call it. The one that dragged Edward into this hole.
Like on you? None. Maybe you had some of that meteor at your house.
That's a shame.
But not on you. No, not on you.
I honestly think we should explore. I don't think talking with them is such a bad idea, but maybe we should be in a position where we can just kill them if we need to, maybe set some traps in our area or something like that.
That's not a bad idea, to have a place where we can back up and corner them if talking doesn't work, or at least an area where we could try to lose them at.
Alright, so, Clyde, what do you want to do?
Who do you ask?
Clyde.
Just along with the group. I don't really know where to go. I guess going to the town is probably the best idea because there's nowhere else around. We just need information at this point, right?
Okay. And what about you, Walter? What's your take on all this?
Into the town.
Okay. And Fetty, what your character wants to do?
I'm just gonna stay with the biggest group. Out of character, I don't know how to do that. I'm just gonna stay with the bigger group.
Which I think would be the people heading to the town.
Alright, and okay, and what about you, Chaos? What's your character gonna do?
Abraham was one of the ones who suggested to go to the town, so Abraham's probably gonna head to the town with everyone.
Go ahead to the town.
His primary goal would be to either uncover information about where they are, or perhaps try to communicate with any denizens if possible.
Okay. And Arlen, obviously you want to go to the town too?
I'm going to follow them.
Okay.
I'm going to follow them mostly out of curiosity to see just how bad things are going to go.
Okay.
And let's be honest, he is expecting things to go horribly wrong.
Alright, so George...
You're right, depending on the point of view.
George says, look, I've been here for a couple of days now, and I saw these creatures, and they look very strange. They have tentacles with spikes everywhere. They are gigantic. They have 2 legs. They don't have arms, and they don't seem very friendly. They have apparently most people that they capture, they just grab with their tentacles, kill them, and then they eat them on the spot.
Perhaps in that regard, talking with them may not be the best idea, but the town may hold information, so if not communicating, perhaps we could try to, I don't know, sneak around. We would be rather tiny to them, so it might be possible to find crevices and places to hide while we try to find information.
Yeah, I mean, they're about 20 feet tall, so, you know, they're kind of like large. Alright, well, let's go. Let's see what we get. So you guys start walking. And as you walk, you get close to the town, and you see that the entrance to the town, which is 1 block, just open up. There's many different buildings with different weird strange shapes that you've never seen before. And you finally get there, and you look around, and you see that there is the very first thing in front of you seems to be a set of stairs that go up into some sort of, could be a temple, it could be a street. It's impossible to make it up exactly what it is because of how large things are. So you do see that there is a creature over there doing some stuff, but that's pretty much the entrance of the town. So
is there like an entrance where like if anything's looking towards it, they won't immediately spot us?
Well, he's not looking in your direction. He's just more so like its back is towards the area where you will walk, because it's just doing some things of its own.
And this is one of the 20-foot tentacle
Yep.
monster-looking guys.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
Does
You've
he have,
seen
like,
you've
do they
seen
have
them
the
by
key
now.
weapon, or are they just...
By now you would have seen him, and you're gonna have to roll sanity one more time for me. Thank you. It looks like that image that you see on the screen, only that it will have a body, the rest of the body, and maybe 2 legs. Alright, so if you pass the roll, you go ahead and roll a 1d2. If you fail, go ahead and roll a 1d4. Oh!
Let's go.
Travis! Travis, give me a 1d6. Thank you.
No, I didn't mean to click that. I meant to edit it. Because I succeeded in it.
Alright, 3. So again, if you haven't rolled 5 points, if you haven't lost 5 points, then you're fine so far. Alright, so what's the plan? Now the sky, who wants to roll spy hidden real quick? Let's describe a little bit
I'll do it.
the area.
Damn.
Alright, come on, everybody.
Holy cow.
Holy shit, this is bad.
Oh boy.
Who's left? Was that everyone?
Yep.
The sky seems to be red. By all means. However, it seems to be a little bit redder closer to the city, almost as if something in the city makes the sky red. But you can't really tell much of it. Maybe at the most your character can point out at the fact that the sky seems to be a slightly different color the more you approach the city, but at the same time your character, since it's not able to spot anything in particular, could make the assumption that maybe nighttime's coming and therefore it looks like that, or whatever.
I think nighttime's coming.
Yes, it may appear that way.
Do you guys think it's gonna be easier to move in the dark?
It may be, but we don't know if these giants have eyes like ours. Perhaps their eyesight would be better in the dark. We really don't know.
Well, maybe we should find a place to watch them for a bit.
Yeah, true. Perhaps a crevice nearby.
I'll look over at Edward. How long have you said you've been here? Do you know anything about these creatures?
Well, Edward, you would have been there for at least a week now. Yeah, you will know that they communicate in a very strange language that doesn't really make a lot of sense to you. And you will have definitely found a dead one. Actually, you know what? Even better. You would have found a a toddler that would have been about the same height as you are, and probably killed it. And
It was probably
Yeah, no wonder why they're pissed off at us.
and definitely you would have tried to bring it back to life. However, you would have failed at that point. You know, you wasn't really prepared. You didn't have all the tools to experiment. However, your character will be definitely most excited and looking forward to try to see if there's any chance of actually bringing another one down, to figure out how to go back and bring it with you with the hopes of being able to bring something else up.
Well. My apologies.
It wouldn't be the first time that Edward kills a youngster. So
Oh, alright.
Oh,
Yeah.
wouldn't.
Edward
do
doesn't
not
seem to
want
have a
to
problem killing anything
eat
regardless of its age. It's not.
Occupational hazard.
Ah, beautiful. So, how about we first look for a sewer entrance? You know, small corners we can take while to avoid getting killed. Yet.
That's
Well-
a good idea.
Sure, go ahead and roast my head and see how that goes.
Then I suggest us run a few minor experiments.
Yeah, let's not escape. Let's just run some experiments. Alright, so Clyde, you do find that there is a crack on the side of a wall that goes into one of those buildings. That obviously that size of a crack, it will be too small for one of those creatures. But for a human, maybe crawling under the crack, it will be just fine.
Guys, there's a opening over here.
Ah, good job, Clyde. Truly good job. And Abraham would kind of pat him on the back.
So the
Yeah,
building,
might need to up it through there.
the building will give you the hint of, you know, maybe like you're looking at some sort of Egyptian type stuff, but it will definitely be a different color. It wouldn't be like sand color. It will be more so extremely reddish. Everything will be like very, very reddish. It's almost like everything seems to be falling under a red color. Obviously, things are more so distinguished between shades of red, whether a very light red or a very dark red, but most of it, everything's red. So, are you guys gonna go inside?
Yeah, I mean, at least Abraham is.
Yeah, I would.
Yep.
Alright, so you guys go inside. Go
I
ahead
believe
and
it
roll.
would be useful.
Okay, go ahead and roll spy hidden.
All of us?
Yeah.
Finally.
Alright, so on the corner, at the end of the house, you see another opening. In the house, in that room of the house, you see that. I like Brad. In the house, you see that there is a baby crying. A baby. A baby sleeping, and the baby has all these tentacles and stuff. There's furniture. There's many different things. Brad, how many times are you gonna roll, buddy?
Hello?
He pushed it.
Oh my god, I didn't realize I needed the bug. I need to be careful with that. I only rolled twice, right?
Okay. So,
Right? Yeah, yeah.
Well,
he
you
rolled
are
that
there.
fumbled one.
you definitely failed the spot hidden. I mean, you pushed it. You didn't fumble it, but you know. But yeah, you guys see the opening at the end. However, there's a small child sleeping, a small baby. So you guys are gonna have to be very quiet, I guess.
Let's just hope Edward. Wait, no, where did Arlian go? Oh, there he is.
So Edward, in that room, there is a child sleeping, a child monster sleeping, and then at the end of that room, there is another opening that you can leave. There's some strange type furniture in that room. There's many different things you never seen before. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna signal to Edward. I'm gonna put both of my fingers on my eyes, not obviously not touch them. Then I'm gonna point to the baby, and then I'm gonna make like sound, not sound, just like the signal of like cutting off a head, and then point back to the little one.
All right, so Clyde, what do you want to do?
So there's a baby sleeping, or an opening to leave.
Yes.
Yep, and a bunch of furniture and different. I mean, you can imagine there's furniture, but yeah, there's different stuff in there. Utensils, there's devices, strange devices, many different things like pyramids. The gate, the entrances look very strange, by the way, to you. What seems to be a door seems to be a very round shape, and the ceilings they're all pointy for some reason.
Do they have any books in there, or they're probably huge though?
No, they don't seem to be books, at least not in the way you know them.
I mean, I'm gonna walk towards the entrance. I'm gonna avoid the baby and just kind of like skirt through some of the furniture towards the entrance. That's what I'm gonna do.
Like towards the exit or towards the
yeah, sorry. Yeah,
okay.
so towards leaving,
Okay.
like to continue.
Walter, what do you want to do?
Are there any adults around?
Walter, what do you want to do?
Present company.
I am, because all this furniture is really big, right? Like,
It's really big.
How am I up to it?
It's like you will be 12 feet smaller than the furniture. Like the furniture will be created for somebody that is 12 feet taller than you, if not more. 12 to 14 feet.
You know, how are we seeing the baby? Like,
Baby's just sleeping. He seems to be there. You hear the baby. You hear something snoring, like sleeping. You see the smaller tentacles, and you notice that they're relatively smaller than your typical creature. Then you hear another creature that is outside, but then, that other creature is just outside, doing something out there.
I'm gonna follow Clyde. We'll try to find an exit.
All right, and Fetty, what does your character do? Brett.
Oh, I saw. I said it. Yes, basically, I point the creature, point back to me and Edward, and then I just put my hand on my neck and I just move it across.
Okay.
I'm basically I'm being silent, being very silent, and asking Edward, do you wanna kill it? Let's kill it.
Okay, and
Don't kill the toddler.
all right, and what about Abraham? What is Abraham doing?
Abraham would also probably be trying to move forward.
Okay.
He wouldn't really be paying attention to what anyone else is doing, just kind of roughly making sure that everyone's kind of going forward.
All right, and Edward. What does Edward want to do?
What he wants to do is just quickly grab several vials of different drugs from his bag, picks them up, and fills a syringe.
A syringe with baby juice. Is that what you're trying to say?
Just a nice little mix of drugs. And then he's gonna try to approach and give injections to baby.
I see. Okay. Alright, well,
Injections that could potentially kill it if it's not luck, if it's unfortunate.
I see. Alright, so you guys head towards the opening. Go ahead and roll stealth.
Fuck yeah.
Alright.
Or maybe
So-
I'm lucky.
Okay, so Fetty
Oh boy.
and Edward, you guys get close to the. Give me just a second.
Do you want me to roll stealth too?
Just a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I had to throw you toothbrush
Huh?
away, baby. I gotta get you a new one.
Yeah, sorry. I've been making a lot of jokes in the general.
So I saw I was gonna play this character as kind of like Rudy.
Yeah.
I saw I was gonna play this character as Goodish, and no, I wanna play him very self-serving. Like he does not mind committing evil if it means that he can study something weird.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna be Camp Edward. Like he's not like just out there trying to cause evil. That's not his goal. He's just, oh, this is an. I don't mind killing this thing if it means I can study.
Yeah.
You're just very supporting.
Your character is going to be a very good friend with Edward.
Oh yeah, if he was.
All right, I'm back.
when,
So
when Mega was playing Edward,
Edward,
to a T, it was very impressive.
Edward, and thank you very much for that. That was a nice compliment. Edward and Fetty,
Yes.
you guys approach the oversized crib where this thing is sleeping peacefully.
Mhm.
So go ahead and roll your climb, because you're gonna have to climb on the crib to be able to reach him.
All right.
Like
Oh, maybe we are the bad guys.
Do you need me to roll stealth? I haven't rolled stealth yet.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, I'm not even getting off the ground.
All right, so go ahead and maybe go ahead and roll strength. See if both of you can help each other climb up there. Okay, there you go. You guys help each other climb up there while everybody else is walking towards the exit. Now, if anybody else wants to turn around and look at them, you will see them climbing on that baby crib.
That's not good. What are they doing?
Edward, go ahead and roll your. I mean, you said you were going to use a syringe, poke him, and draw some blood, right?
Well, I do have two. One is for taking a blood sample. The other one is contains a mixture of random drugs that I hope that I'll be able to figure out what it is.
Perfect. I love it. I am amazed by that idea. So go ahead and roll your brawl, and that will be your action of stabbing it the first time to see if you can do it stealthy enough to where you don't cause him pain.
Wouldn't it be medicine?
Sure. Go ahead and roll medicine.
Right. And I guess in my case, I saw my friend over here was gonna try to kill it, but seeing that he wants it alive, I'm gonna follow his lead, and I'm just gonna kind of try to close his mouth down, or like do something so he cannot.
Does it have a mouth?
Wait, don't touch it. We don't want to dirty the sample.
The mouth is covered with the tentacles. However, the baby may move here and there, and you see that it's got like sharp teeth, like at least 3 layers of sharp teeth. So, all right. So you pull the blood out of the baby. The first syringe. Go ahead and roll your brawl again.
I think it's still medicine.
Uh huh.
Because it's giving an injection without disturbing the patient too much.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you give it a shot, and all right, go ahead and roll your climb, because now you're gonna have to get off from the crib. All right, so
yeah, no, I'm kind of go.
I need the other climb too, please. Thank you. All right.
This was in my room.
All right, so right now, what happens is the following. You fall. When you fall, you make a little bit of a noise. The baby wakes up and starts crying. And it makes a weird noise when it cries too. It doesn't necessarily just cries like a regular baby. I mean, it's sort of, kind of, but not exactly. And as the baby cries, one of the parents storms in, and you see this thing just walking with its legs and its tentacles, everything it's using to move in, and you guys kind of hide under the table, and it doesn't see you because it's focused on the baby, and goes ahead and grabs the baby, and when it picks up the baby, go ahead and roll your luck, Edward.
Oh. Oh, Zinch, save my ass here. Zinch is not saving my ass.
When he picks up the baby starts swelling up on certain spots. First is the leg, then it's the arm, then it's the abdomen, then it's the tentacles, a couple tentacles here and there, whatever. Then it's the head, and finally the head swells up so big that it just explodes, and all its insides just pop out, just.
Nice.
And so the mom is really upset, it's like hugging the baby. Clyde, what do you do when you see that?
Right. Okay, so how far away are we from the doorway that we were going?
Well, you are probably, I want to say, 30 feet away from that entrance. You have to understand that rooms are exaggeratedly big because.
Oh yeah. No, that's why I was asking.
You are like the size of an ant. Well, not an ant, but the size of a dog.
Is there any furniture like alongside like the walls that we could maybe run to
Yeah, you probably. I feel that maybe you're hiding under like a small table or small something that is square that is very close to the ground. It doesn't have a lot of room under it or something like that.
Yeah.
Not a lot of light getting inside.
Right. Yeah, kind of like Roland's do. Yep.
What?
I say kind of like what rodents do.
Yeah, essentially.
So
Technically we are
I need everybody to
rodents.
roll Constitution when you see that baby just exploding like that.
How is the sick old man dying of cancer beating you two right now?
So Walter and Clyde, both of you, and
I mean, it's a
Edward.
regular failure, but it hurts.
Edward, you also. All of you, all three of you, just start puking your brains out. I want all three of you to roll luck.
Oh, I'm dead.
Me too.
What? So Edward, unfortunately, when you start puking, the thing hears you gagging and puking, and so does hear Clyde. So it turns around and looks,
Okay.
and it sees you guys.
Okay.
However, unfortunately, Clyde has the fumble, so it storms towards the table. And Edward, go ahead and roll stealth.
That. I'm pretty well.
All right. So is whether you run or hide, and you can't hide. So I guess you start running towards the rest of the group is. And now the parent.
Don't run over here! Run away from us! I'm still hidden!
And now,
Yeah, okay.
and now
So-
the other group knows. I mean, the other parent sees also whatever Clyde is. So
Have they? Sorry, they discovered Edward. Am I still good, or have they discovered me too?
no, they discovered Edward. However, Edward was right next to you, so they
They know where I am.
inevitably, there's no way for you to think that they didn't see you, even if it didn't see you.
Yeah.
All you know is that
understand.
you see that thing coming directly at you.
Yeah. Okay, I guess. Yeah, no, I'm fact. Thank you, Edward. I'm also. So what's the plan? Are we running away?
Well, I don't know. What is your plan? Because the group is like, I don't know, probably 50 feet away from you. Like,
I think Abraham's still hidden, but I don't know for how long.
If I'm,
well,
if I may,
not for
we-
long. If you were just now telling Edward to be quiet,
Yeah, true.
screaming out.
That's true.
And also since Clyde is with you guys, but he fumbled. Yeah.
In that case, I think we all run.
Yep. I'm gonna do something a little stupid while we run.
No.
I'm gonna grab like one of the baby explode. Right, the baby's dead. I'm gonna try to grab like one of the tentacles and just put it on my mouth as we run. And eat it as we run.
You're what?
Yep. Either I get magic powers or I die. There's no other option right now. We are not outrunning. We are not outrunning two Cthulhu gods. So either I get a power that can help me or I die. Either way, I'm fine with that.
Godspeed, my friend. Godspeed.
There's no way we are running them. There's no way we are running them, and most of us don't have weapons, okay? There's no way we're surviving this, unless something happens like that. So yeah, I put the biggest piece of this baby that is now there, splattered all over the floor, in my mouth as I'm running away, and I start chewing it.
And the parents need to roll sanity.
Now this is what I call science. I'm just saying now this is science.
I'm just saying, there's no way we're outrunning this. There's no way we're outrunning them. There's no way we're fighting them. So either I get the power that gets me out, or I die. Either way, I'm fine, baby.
Okay, so what are you trying to roll to get this mystical?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
A constitution check? A power check? I don't know.
Both?
Let me look at your character real quick. See, I mean, just for shits and giggles. Maybe we can BS this thing around, but okay. Well, you're Brad Brood.
Yes.
1 sec. No, that wouldn't be it. But go ahead and roll. I guess. 1 second. Okay, yeah. You don't have Cthulhu Mythos, so all you're gonna be able to roll right now is your what's the name of this? God, what's the other one? What's the name of the other skill that's kind of like Cthulhu Mythos? Occult. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Okay.
All right, I can roll a call.
Yeah, go ahead and roll occult.
Come on, success, baby. Come on. Come on.
I mean, odds are with me, but you know how odds work. You should not trust them.
Yeah, true.
And now I just have to find a gold. There we go.
All right. So, by rolling it, you remember that you've read, maybe not about these creatures, but that you read back in the day, a couple of years ago, something about creatures about the same size that are kind of similar. So so that brings memories to you, and you're like, okay, well, obviously, the first thing that you get to your mind is that you are in a different world, and not only you are much smaller, but then again, you went into one of their houses and just killed their baby. and right now you're being chased for it. So you are very correct on the fact that you are not outrunning this. So the only chances that you have right now will be to hide. Hide under tables, hide anywhere. However, you end up thinking about the fact that if that thing killed the baby, maybe Edward can inject that thing also and kill it. Other than that,
I would need significantly higher dosage, and I don't think I have enough chemicals on me.
Well, I'm pretty sure Edward's running anyway. So, and that is something. In any case, this is what he's thinking. There's not necessarily a conversation between both of you yet.
Oh, okay, so you won't let me eat the mouse, the baby, and okay.
Sure, yeah, no. If that's what you want to do, if you want to eat it, that's fine. But then we will be fair on the side effects. Go ahead and eat it. So you eat it.
Do it.
Okay.
The thing is, I did say I was gonna eat it.
Okay.
So I have to do what I said I was gonna do.
Yeah.
I did not mean to roll that, but
Go ahead and eat it.
What do I need to roll?
Go ahead and eat
I
it,
did.
and let me look at your character one last time. So I'm gonna close all this stuff because we're not using clones right now.
You're either gonna melt or you're gonna be a god.
I don't know.
Maybe a bit of
I don't
both.
know about either of those.
Yes.
So what do you need me to roll?
I want you to roll Constitution on hard.
On hard,
Come on,
alright.
You can do this. We believe in you.
Yeah, on hard.
I cannot push that, alright.
No pushing that. All right. So, granted that you don't necessarily die, but you start to get severely sick. Not necessarily because it's poisoning you or anything like that, but unfortunately their tentacles are kind of like gooey and and jelly, and you start getting gross, especially since all that stuff is like mucus. When you're eating it, you're like, okay, I'm ready to throw up. So, you guys see him that he's not doing well. He's barely running. Do you guys want to do something about it, or is he on its own?
What was that?
Do you guys want to do something about it, or is he on its own? Because technically, him and Edward are the ones that are closest to the big creature.
I mean,
so if he falls behind because he's not doing well, they're definitely going to catch him.
So I'm under the table. Wait, was I with Walter and Abraham? Because they were following me.
So.
Yeah, but they did hear you. Because remember, you didn't pass the stealth. You started gagging and you kicked your brains out.
So did they heard me or they saw me?
They heard you and saw you.
They heard and saw me. I mean, would I?
But you're not the nearest
hide,
threat, so therefore they don't care as much about you as much as they care about Edward and Brad. However, the problem is that Brad and Edward, they seem to be running towards your direction.
I think we need to find somewhere else to hide.
Yeah, Abraham would nod.
Or escape, whichever.
Find somewhere.
Hide or escape, whichever. Who's counting here?
Yeah, or escape.
Well, I mean, so we're still 30 feet from the door, right?
Yeah, but you haven't moved.
How far are Edward and Brad or whatever? Sorry, I'm getting used to the new name. Brad is to us, like
about 20 feet.
Okay.
So even if we try to run, they'll probably see us.
They'll see us, but I don't know if they'll catch up to us, because if we manage to get to another room, that might give us enough wiggle room to try to hide.
Well,
and
as it is right now, if you do run, there's a slight chance that Edward may survive. However, Brad most likely won't.
Abraham,
how are we supposed to help him? He just ate their baby. Fucking Edward killed the kid.
I mean, like,
and then grabbed right up and ate the kid. And then,
I mean, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I'm
pretty much, yeah.
Man,
this whole thing is about playing a stupid game and win stupid prizes. You guys decided not necessarily to try to escape, but instead of trying to escape, you killed the baby, and then you
killed the baby. They killed the baby,
and then on top of that, you had the balls to go ahead and eat the baby.
We didn't eat the baby. He ate the baby.
I have no regret. I have no regret. I will do it all over again if I had a chance.
Federico, you and me are cool, but I'm ditching Brad. I gotta go. I'm out of here. Like Abraham, Walter, I think we should just run for the next room and see.
Oh yeah, absolutely abandon
man, this is gonna really fuck with
absolutely abandon Brad. Please abandon Brad. There's no saving him. There's no saving him.
The thing is that Abraham, one of his beliefs is that the world is cruel. It is up to people to be better. So him running without trying to save Brad is really gonna fuck with him. But I think he knows he has to.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna agree and run.
If that will be a tough decision for you, what you can do is you can roll. You can roll your power to see if your willpower will allow you to run or go save him.
I do want to say, Billy, survival of the fittest, baby. Brad did something stupid, Brad deserves to die.
No survival of the fittest. No survival of the fittest. Right. He goes to try to save you. He runs towards you and tries to grab you because you're not feeling good.
Wait, before Abraham does that, he quickly hands Clyde his notepad and simply says, "Bring this to the man who is written in here at the beginning. He will know what to do with it." And then Abraham runs off to go help Brad.
Okay.
In case he dies, he wants to make sure his life's work is safe with Clyde.
In case.
Okay, so let me add that to my inventory that quick.
Alright. So you run back. You see Edward passing you as you run back. Edward passes you, and then as you head back, you manage to grab Brad. Now Brad is not doing well at all. He's running very, very slow. So you know 100% that they're gonna catch you. So this will be your time that if you have anything in your inventory that you want to do or you want to use that will probably cause some sort of heroic self-sacrificing act will be fine. Otherwise, my friend, you're about to...
Can I?
Keeper,
Yeah.
can I attempt to summon that annoying little swarm that I have in reserve?
Sure, yeah, you can.
Don't you have that other power that you can...
Then we
You got another power
when we
too.
did the time travel.
No, he got it back. We all got our powers back, and then he got an additional one. I don't remember what it was though.
Oh,
Something
the
like
swarm of
that helped with that.
vampires. The swarm of vampires.
Yep.
Yeah. You can
Hey,
summon the
managed
swarm of
today.
vampires. See if the vampires can eat the memories of the
More or
creature.
less distract them long enough for us to escape. And I think I managed to pull it off.
Yeah, and Edward just summons.
You guys see that Edward stopped, raised his hands, and that freaking swarm of small glowing, seemingly things, seemingly made out of fire, just routed all over him, and then started flying towards the big things.
Well, the big thing. And
Big thing.
yeah, and definitely when you do that, that this thing just sees them coming and it's like scared. It's visibly scared, like oh, and this thing start eating at him or at her, which whatever he or she is.
It.
Perfect. And that's when it stays, and you guys get to make a run for it to the next room. On the next room.
Oh my God, we lived. Oh my God, Abraham lived.
On the next room.
My heartbeat is dying right now. Hold on. Whoa.
I should not be alive. I appreciate the save, but I definitely should not be alive.
As you get to the next room, what you see over there is that there's another creature that is getting up and is going to an entrance because he's definitely hearing the other creature struggling. So that room
So
gets
it's
cleared up.
leaving or it's coming towards us?
No, it's leaving. It's leaving that room, going towards wherever that other creature is struggling. So,
But isn't that where we're coming from? Or
no, it doesn't see you. It doesn't even know that you're there.
oh, okay.
It's concerned about the other creature.
Yeah, it's gonna be way more concerned.
Yeah. So, I guess you guys continue going.
Yeah, let's get the
Okay,
fuck
go
out of
ahead
here.
and roll spot hidden one more time.
Roll spot hidden. Okay.
Yep, spot hidden
And in
one
the
more time.
meantime, Edward is writing down the mixture he used.
Yes.
All right. So you see another small opening on the other side, and that one seems to be leading to some noises. So it seems to almost lead to an area outside.
Okay.
Do you need me to roll another constitution save?
And do I need you to roll what?
Do you need me to roll another constitution?
Yeah.
On hard, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. Because you're kind of poisoned. So. Okay. So you passed.
Can I do something? Can I do something that's also still crazy?
Sure.
Oh my
Can I try
god.
to meditate as we are now in this different room and see if I can absorb this thing or whatever it is?
Maybe delay that idea until we.
No, you just passed the Constitution roll, man. You're getting good right now. And you're escaping the room to where you're trying to just figure out what you're gonna do next. You're a little too concerned right now with leaving. I mean, your character will be at least a little bit freaked out about what's happening.
Yeah.
Especially scared shitless about how you just got sick. Even if you just got better, your character may be like, okay, well, I'm lucky that I'm feeling better.
If you say so.
If I say so?
I don't know. I think it's a little crazy and not that fast in the uptake. But alright. That's what he's feeling. I believe you.
So, alright, so when you get outside and you crawled out, you see that there is this whole area, there's this road that is built with gigantic pieces of rock, flattened rock, and there's tall grass on the sides and all that, and there's vegetation, so you guys can probably hide behind the vegetation. Go ahead and roll spot hidden.
Alright.
One more time. Alright, and when you look at the end, you see how the sky is kind of meeting the light that is emanating from this gigantic temple at the end.
I guess we know where we're going. The temple.
So, what do you guys want to do? Temple?
Yeah. I mean, if the others want to do that.
Alright, go ahead and roll.
I'm pushing that.
That temple looks like most possible option.
No, what?
Chaos, have your character roll luck.
Alright. Nice.
Alright, so go ahead and roll a 1d10.
Okay.
Alright, so there are only 4 creatures between where you're at and the temple, and they all seem to be doing their own thing, so there's no necessarily anything that points out that they're currently looking for you.
And none of them are holding toddlers or infants, right? Please tell me none of them have toddlers or infants on them, please.
No, they're just fine. They're they're all talking with each other, doing their own thing. You do see how weird it is how they move their tentacles and whatnot. and by all, at this point, the professor says, "You guys gamble too much." And he looks at Edward. He says, "What are you gonna do with that sample?"
That's your only concern.
Yeah, no, I think that's mankind's concern at this point.
I have so many options I can think of. Maybe splicing in between multiple species, creating something new, maybe augmentations for things of some sort.
That's what I'm afraid of.
And you have a winning test subject.
You realize you're not God, right? These things eventually are gonna come back to hunt you. He says. He's like, alright, but you know what? Much rather come back to hunt you in our world than come back to hunt you here, because they're already hunting us here. So he says, well, why don't we go ahead and we start heading towards that temple. Let's stick against the wall and try to hide under the tall grass in any trees, and maybe we can just make it.
Yeah. I mean, in theory.
So, while they walk to the temple, Abraham would kind of be sneaking next to Edward and kind of whispers to talk to him. Abraham would go, I see that you're quite the scientist, friend.
You could say that. You could say that. I actually do have. I mean, technically, I'm also a professor, but nobody would ever acknowledge me as being a normal professor.
Scientist / sociopath /
Sociopath, definitely.
I'm about to have Abraham do something
crazy,
very,
evil
very dumb.
scientist.
Abraham would kind of continue whispering to Edward and say, I'm not sure if you could tell, but I am dying. I have cancer, and it has always been my dream to have my body used for science, or perhaps by someone who could find a cure for what this is. I don't suppose you'd be interested in something like that.
I mean, after you die, I could technically bring your body back to life. Run a few experiments on it until your brain catches up.
That seems painful. I was more so hoping you could help use my body to help find a cure against this thing, but...
He's like, hey, I know you're hungry. Look, there's a steak here. Free
Where did you
steak.
get steak from?
Just kill me now. Alright. So,
knowing what I know as a player, hearing that is just.
I'm like, I see that. Yeah, as a player, I can also say, like, you're asking the wrong person there,
Yeah,
buddy.
wrong.
Yeah, no.
You're
Don't
bitch.
get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I completely understand that. I just like to do things that's in character, and Abraham tries to see the best of people, and so he sees a scientist who is clearly very intelligent, if a bit crazy, and so Abraham says, you know what? What's the worst that could happen?
I know, but just in the context of he literally just killed a baby. And you're like, hey, maybe you
also-
want to help me cure cancer.
But, like, Abraham isn't exactly... I don't want to say he's an idiot, because he is a very well-learned man, but he also doesn't exactly...
No, he is a very well-learned man, but in a sense, only in a sense, because of how crazy he is, he can be an idiot.
Yes, this is true.
I believe it might be able to potentially create medicine. It will have some rather interesting samples back home as well. Including samples of an entity that likes to play with mind and time. Never really found much use, but just maybe. These creatures tend to recover rather quickly. So maybe if I can figure out how to drag that out, they might be able to fix you.
In that case,
Then run some experiments on you, and then fix you again.
Yeah. The professor says, well, why don't you guys do that once we are, back in the...
Yes,
in the real
that's
world.
what I'm saying. I think you and I, Edward, we have a bit of a deal going on now. Abraham says, kind of somewhat doubtful. At least after I write my book and have it published. In that case, I'm in your hands.
Perfect. That sounds absolutely perfect, my friend.
That's Edward in a
Now,
nutshell.
How detailed do you want the research to be?
I suppose as much as possible. Abraham is starting to get kind of concerned, but he realizes that he gave his word, and he's a very, very stubborn old man. So he's
all right. So
he's in it now.
So you guys get to the temple, and on the temple, you do see there's the crystal way in the back. However, the crystal seems to be on a pedestal. The pedestal seems to be at least 10 feet tall. There seems to be five guards in the temple that are not necessarily paying attention to you. However, they are guarding the temple. Particularly guarding that nobody steals anything, I guess. So
how high is the pedestal?
What do I have? What do I have?
I'm sorry? Say that again?
How high is the pedestal?
About 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
And then the crystal is floating on top of it. So you're gonna have to probably climb in order to reach that crystal.
Damn.
What's the plan, fellas?
Do we still have that rope?
I mean, yeah, I have a rope, but I can't climb worth a damn.
I know, but how big? What would you say this crystal is?
Well, it looks about the same size as the other one.
Which was how big?
I don't know, probably about 2 feet. 2 feet
Okay.
square.
So this might be a very, very dumb idea. I'm not speaking as Abraham. I'm speaking as myself right now. This might be a very, very dumb idea. But what about a lasso? To lasso the crystal towards us using the rope.
Actually, actually that gives me an idea. So I have telekinesis. Does this seems like something I could try to just bring to us?
That really depends on the crystal. If it has any powers, it may stop you. So we'll see, I guess.
A range of telekinesis is 5 meters, and you're limited to an average weight a human can carry.
Yeah, so chances
that's
no.
around per point of mana used, and the first one, the base use is free with our current keepers. So, and depending on the size, it would cost you, if you have range, around, how big is it?
It's about 2 feet square. So
2 feet square. I think it would cost you about 5 or 6 points of magic to be certain that you can move it, because some crystals
Per
can be
try.
stupidly heavy.
per try, you still gotta
Per try.
lasso the thing.
Right, I guess I can try.
Okay, well, do you guys have another plan also to go along with that, or is that the only plan you're gonna have?
Well, is anyone good at climbing? I have a rope.
You saw how good at climbing I am.
Yeah.
We not at all.
I got like a 20.
Yeah. Is the pedestal just like in the middle of the room? Is there anything above it?
The crystal.
But like ceiling wise?
Oh,
Is it
well,
like,
the
is there
ceiling
like
is
a
like
second
way
floor
out
or is
there.
there ceiling?
Ceiling seems to be, I want to say, at least 50 feet high up. the ceiling is definitely something that looks like unreachable to you. So, Walter, what kind of good ideas do you have?
I don't really have very many good ideas.
Anything you want to try? I mean, this will be your moment.
Well, we gotta try to climb up to the thing, right?
You do. When you look around, you see that the temple has hieroglyphics everywhere. You know, your typical, Egyptian-looking temple. Actually, you're starting to wonder. Go ahead and roll intelligence, Walter. You're starting to wonder if these things were not the ones that actually built the pyramids to begin with.
Guys, these guys could have built the ancient pyramids of Giza.
I'm back. I just have to put my headphones on real quick.
Okay. So.
No.
Is there anything like you can move to kind of like stack up to that, or?
Well, go ahead and roll by him.
By him, my friend.
I don't see my skill for telekinesis, so maybe something went wrong with character monster.
I don't know, but type it. Add the add the skill and add the points, and that's it. So you do see that there is another. I don't know. I guess a bench. There's a bench, small bench, can be used. It's made out of wood, and it is about probably 6 feet tall. You can probably stand on it if you get on it. Stand on it and maybe try to climb the other missing feet to get on top of the pedestal.
I'm gonna try that.
But the trick is that you're gonna have to carry it to where that pedestal is, and that, my friend, is going to be a 1d 10 feet away.
1d10
feet.
What did I miss?
So they were all just trying to plan. Yeah, trying to plan what they're gonna do. All right, so 2 feet. 2 feet away, there's a that thing. Now it's going to require the help of two investigators to help you carry that, and all of you are going to have to pass the strength roll, and if not, then what's going to happen is you will move it. However, it will make noise, and your friends are going to hear you.
If you need help when it comes to strength, I'll help willingly.
Yep.
I was gonna say I need you and who's the other younger looking one?
So
Me, probably.
So Brent, when you throw, since you went ahead and you failed it, and then you pushed it, when you use the rope to try to lasso the crystal, the rope actually touched the crystal, and the rope was sucked into the crystal.
Wait, he took my rope?
Yep.
What? What the fuck, dude?
He was trying to lasso the crystal. However, he failed, and when he failed, the side effect was that the crystal sucked the rope in, so the rope is gone.
To be fair, I saw what I was doing was controlling the crystal itself, if that makes a difference, but...
Yep.
Like not the rope, but the crystal itself. But
Well, I thought you were using the rope. I thought you were controlling the rope to put it on the crystal. And then ultimately pull the crystal with the rope. Wasn't that the plan?
I saw that's what they were gonna try to do, like by just throwing it. I didn't realize that I was also trying to do that with telekinesis. I was just like grabbing the crystal itself.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We can go with that. Okay. All right. So if you do that, then ultimately nothing happens to the crystal. The crystal is just up there. You don't move it or anything. You just fell into telekinesis. Yeah. No, you still have the rope. You still have the rope.
In that case, who has like the most strength or something that would help with the rope throw?
Probably me.
I can 80 strength. But my goal is...
We're moving the cabinet or the whatever, the chair, was it?
Yeah, you guys gotta roll strength. 3 of you needs to roll strength to move that bench.
I'm not confident with my strength.
I have 70.
I mean,
the professor has 80.
Nice.
Well, okay.
Abraham has 45 strength, which I don't think would be very helpful.
I mean, can more than 2 people help and just like what would that help at all? Or
Well, there's only enough room for 2 people to move the bench. I don't know how you. I mean, it may take you longer if you help with 2 people. Maybe make it easier, but take longer.
oh, okay.
So I don't know, but it will be clunkier to move it. So,
I mean, I'll abstain if Brad and the professor want.
Oh, and the professor fails.
I guess I'll have Abraham try to help.
So
Here we have.
no, you do move it. Ultimately, you do move it, but unfortunately, it makes noise. At that point, the creatures see you and they start coming your way. So the bench is there. Are you gonna just climb the bench and go for the crystal?
How far away are they, roughly?
The creatures, they are about anywhere between 5 to 10 feet from you. However, those 5 to 10 feet are like 2 steps for them.
Yeah. Oh boy.
And they just heard the noise and they didn't see us?
Yeah, and they saw you moving the bench and about to climb.
Oh boy.
So, if you all want to do that, then let's make it simpler. I want everybody to roll your climb real quick. You're going to climb it regardless if you fail or not, but we're going to see how things go.
Alright, hold on, let me try to find it real quick.
Let's go! Let's go!
I knew it. Only one person.
Okay.
Can I grab?
Hold on.
Wait a second. Let me. Yeah.
So that's what I was going to suggest. Hold on. I gotta roll my climb also. Professor. One sec. Alright.
Oh no, Professor.
Alright, so
Push it,
Brad.
push it.
Brad, you managed to okay, yeah, we can push it.
Let's go!
Alright, so Brad, you can grab one of them and the professor can probably grab another one. So who do you grab, Brad?
I was deciding between my new friend, who seems like we're gonna get very well, and the person who saved me, and I decided on the person who saved me.
That would have been Abraham, I think.
Yep. So I'm just grabbing him.
Alright, so I'm just gonna roll the dice to see who he grabs. So that'll be 1, 2, 3. So he grabs Clyde. Alright, so within a turn, he grabs Clyde. So go ahead and Edward and Walter, both of you roll climb again, please. Okay. So then I'm assuming that Brad is gonna. Well, actually, no, I'm not gonna assume anything. Hold on. So Clyde, Brad, and obviously Chaos's character,
Abraham.
Right, Abraham, and also the professor are capable of technically leaving right now through the crystal. So, do you guys want to stick around while Brad and the professor maybe grab Walter and Edward and help them climb, or do you want to just stay there? What do you guys want to do?
Is it possible for Abraham to try to assist Brad in getting Edward up?
Well, it won't really make a difference. Edward will come up regardless.
Okay, and in that case, Abraham will wait.
Okay, so you stay there waiting. What about Clyde? What does Clyde do?
So there's the professor and Brad, who are way stronger than me, gonna help those two get up.
Yep.
And we got.
Well, I don't know if Brad.
We got.
The professor will.
Okay. Well, just because Brad was asking if he could stay to help Edward.
Then I guess he will.
I don't got strength, and there's a bunch of people running at us, right?
Yep. Then they will be on you on the next turn.
So either I leave now or they are hanging out with me.
If you don't leave now, then you get to roll a. I mean, if they end up attacking you, then you need to roll a dodge, pass or dodge, and then your turn will be to leave. If you want.
Do they have like eyes? Like if I were to like possibly shoot them in the eyes?
Yeah, they do have eyes.
What does a bullet card do much to me? I'm gonna go up to the portal or to the diamond.
To the crystal.
Sorry,
To
good.
the crystal.
Yeah.
All right, you go through the.
I got the. I still got the professor's diary, I think, too.
Walter.
Yeah.
Walter, Edward. George helps you. Helps you up. So he helps you up. And Brad, are you gonna help somebody up or are you leaving?
I'm helping Edward up, or trying.
Okay.
Trying. I failed.
Alright, he failed.
Is
Abraham,
it possible for
are
Abraham to try to assist Brad in picking him up?
you can roll strength.
Okay.
Alright. So you got Edward up. Alright, so those creatures. Oh, you can't just go yet, because now is the creature's turn. Because you guys.
I was saying let's go as in like celebration of like, yeah, that's a good roll.
Yep. Let's go, alright? So, these creatures now, they're going to kind of like attack you. One sec. Alright, so let's do. Okay, let me get the attacks. And then I just gotta load the tentacle attack, because ultimately that's the only thing.
That's got a badass kit though. It's all leg.
Okay. Alright. So let's take a roll. And Clyde technically took off. So it'll be a 1D 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because the professor's up there anyway. And we said that there was what? 5 of them? 5 of these creatures up here?
I think it was 4 of me. Or am I crazy?
It's 4, 5.
I think there was 5.
I can do 5.
It was Abraham's rope.
Alright, so 4, that'll be Edward. Edward, go ahead and roll your dodge. Your dodge. Your dodge.
Let's see, how bad is this going to be? Oh, and everything. Hiccuping like crazy. It's going to be bad.
Well, you can whether buy the roll or you can push it. But if you can't do both.
I'm going to try pushing it.
Okay. Push it real
Bad,
good.
but
No!
Oh man!
Alright, so they take you down and you take 9 points of damage. So you fall off the pedestal onto the ground.
okay. Okay. Could have been
1d3,
worse.
2. Alright, so Brat.
Yes. That's me.
Go ahead and roll your dodge.
Funny thing about this character, he has decent dodge. And he doesn't even need it. But without one, will I have tried to grab Edward as he was basically falling?
No.
No.
You can't do one of them. I mean, you can roll dexterity.
That's a chance.
No, not really. If there's one bad stat, it's dexterity.
Nope.
Okay.
Fortunately, you grab him, but he slips off your fingers and he falls. 2.
Yeah, as
so
long as
we go.
by some miracle still
So we'll go with
conscious.
Chaos. Chaos is character. Oh, nothing.
Okay.
Oh, I almost crit failed.
3. The professor. The professor. Professor dodges. Alright, and... Oh, but I probably should have rolled to see who gets attacked, right? So that would have been Travis, Walter. So Travis, go ahead and roll your dodge. You gonna push it or you gonna buy it? Sounds like you're gonna push it. Alright, so you take 9 points of damage and you also fall on the ground along with Edward. You and Edward are on the ground. Actually, Edward, how many points of health do you have?
Left 2.
2. Okay. So, roll intelligence. Let's make this interesting.
I don't have an idea of how I might be able to survive. But it's gonna be kind of suicidal.
That's fine.
Okay. Do your thing if you. Okay, fine.
Nice.
All right. So pretty much right now, you come to mind that you're about to die. So anything that you probably didn't try before, it will be the best time for you to try it. And you also have a willful or maybe unwilling victim laying right next to you. So, just saying.
Edward also still has one of the silver six. Oh wait, they drank it. Never mind.
All right, so 3 this time.
Okay.
Because wouldn't he still have the silver thing, wouldn't he? Because that's the past self.
Yeah, no. Well, I don't know.
No, he drank it last time.
Yeah, but the two future ones left.
I'm assuming that he was playing Edward 3. That's why I said that.
That's actually that's true. The Edward that survived. Oh my God, the Edward that survived and the Trevor that survived still have the potion.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Edward, if you drink the potion, that will take you one whole day into the past.
Really throw this campaign.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll see you guys in 2 days.
Alright, so he drinks the potion and Edward just vanishes.
Be more precise, I'll see you guys today.
And Edward just vanishes. And gets back actually into the outside world. Alright, so go ahead and take your turn. Walter, with your precarious situation right now, what would you like to do?
Weep.
So what?
Weep.
Yeah, but what would you like to do?
Cry.
Okay. So now.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
That's the sound of a broken man.
Okay.
Technically, you can still
Brad,
attempt to run or fight.
Brad, what are you gonna do? Are you reaching for the crystal or are you staying and fight?
I got pulled down.
I am leaving. Like if it was Edward, maybe I would like to help him.
Abraham is
But
also
I am
gone.
Okay, so you guys
Yeah, I have
gone.
no attachment to the one that's down there.
So
Yeah,
you guys are
sorry,
gone.
Walter,
Edward's
but,
gone,
like-
and then pretty much. Okay, so the campaign then is over because pretty much the only victim left is Walter, and Walter's pretty much dead. He has major wounds, so he wouldn't be able to do much. And you guys pretty much, when you guys return, you guys end up returning to the city. However, the city and the crystal is gone. Everything is back the way it was. That city is actually flourishing. It's got people and everything, and you guys are just in the middle of the road with cars just beeping at you. Beep, beep. And you just don't understand what's happening.
Abraham would kind of lean on Brat because Abraham doesn't have his cane, so he would kind of lean on Brat and apologize, but kind of ask him if he can help him walk.
Oh yeah, you're good. I'm carrying you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you back your notebook too.
Thank you. Thank you.
But that is the end of the campaign, fellas.